Now we're live on the EGGPod, and we have a new follower in Clippies. Thank you, Clippies, for the follow. If it happens throughout the show and we get follows, I'm not going to be able to shout them all out. So for those of you who are going to give us follows or do give us follows, we really do appreciate it. So thanks so much. But welcome to the EGGPod. It's a Monday night, which means the internet's going to be up and down. So it may dip and may not work correctly, and you may get some, lag and all that jazz. But if it does happen, don't blame me. Blame somebody who provides internet in your area. That seems to make more sense to me. But we have to, first of all, welcome some people to the show tonight. We have some guests, as usual, but these guests are Commander Royalty, according to Commander Royalty RSA. We have with us tonight Andrea Lessing. Did I say that right? Lessing, is that correct?
Yes, you did.
Okay, and
That's
Ignatius Kutsia.
Present.
There we go. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having us, Crispin.
It's an
Yeah, we're
absolute
very,
pleasure.
very excited to be here.
Man, you guys are talking about my favorite format, so it's all cool. I'm very glad that you're here. That totally works for me. But the first thing we have to do before we can get talking is I have to say a big thank you to our patrons, because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do half the stuff that we do. And I said do. It wasn't the other word. So, thanks to Zoe, thanks to Ken, Yola, Ricardo, Christoph, Rob, Niels, and Christopher. Y'all are the Eggy's knees. And we dig you lank. And my daughter's in the picture for some reason. Everybody, that's my daughter. That's Kaylee. With her nice new braids. Come show your braids. You don't want to come show your braids? Are you sure? Come show your braids. 3.5 hours of braids. That's what that is. Anyway. Yeah, but you can't stand half in and half out. Either you're going to come say hi or you're going to not say hi. Come.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hi.
This is Kaylee, and those are her braids.
Good evening,
Hi,
Katie.
Katie. We like your braids very
Time for
much.
you to go to bed. Good night. Go. I can't be there right now because I'm kind of busy. Go away. Love you. Bye.
Smack your head.
Okay, she's smacking my head. Fantastic. I love it when I get my head smacked. Also, tonight on the show, thanks to our amazing partners, Unplug Yourself, we are giving away 2 2021 Arena Starter Kits. For those of you who haven't got them yet, they are very cool. What's also very cool about them is that they come with a code. And you can put that code into Arena and you unlock those cards in Arena. So that's kind of cool, especially if you're looking for that one extra Dragon's Guard Elite that you need, because that's a pretty cool card. We like that card. But let's move on to some things. Andrea, let's do ladies first. Tell us a little bit about your Magic the Gathering history. How did you get into this nutty game of ours, and how did you find your way to Commander?
So I started just before Dominaria, so it was probably like Oven Ket or something, whatever it was. I started playing casually with a friend who taught me. It was super exciting because he gave me a mono green 60 card constructed deck that let me flash in massive beefy boys, and I was like, this is fantastic. I can smack you to death with a 7/7 worm, can trample over creatures. I'm having a great time. Then when I came back to uni that same year, we started playing at Protea, and I just happened one day to be there on Saturday and see people like, oh, what are you doing? What is this? This looks different to what I do on Fridays. Like, oh, this is EGGPod. I was like, cool, what is it? Obviously, it's a 100 card format. Then I bought my first deck, which was a Rago. Very near and dear to my heart. I do love my old kitty cat, even though he is currently in the cupboard and most of his cards have been stolen for other things.
But that's what happens with Commander, right? I mean, it's like, I buy this deck because I want this deck, but hold on. These 15 cards would be really good in these 15 decks.
Yeah, wait a minute. I have a place
That's
for
true.
this.
That's true. I took a break for a while. I wasn't quite into it. I played a lot of competitive. And then last year, just when the pandemic hit, I started rebuilding Commander decks. So I started building an Elf deck again. So thank you for my Elf Queen title, Brendan from Bloom. Thank you very much. That's what made me do it. Started building an Elf deck, then a Merfolk deck, and then it spiraled to about like 11 or 12 decks now.
Wow.
Yes, I clearly have a problem.
I think we all have that
You have a
problem.
collection, not a problem.
I think.
Yes,
no,
I have a collection now.
Let's just put it this way. Let's just put it out there so that people understand. So Commander players, we all have that problem. We've all got. It's all like, oh, I'm just going to build this one Commander deck,
Yeah, just one.
and then suddenly you've got
Just the one.
20, and it's like, nah.
Yeah.
One,
I mean, I
3,
showed
40.
you my lovely board where
Yes.
I keep track of my commanders
Yes,
earlier,
yes.
and it's quite substantial.
Yes. Well, I would turn my camera in, but no, I'm not going to, because then everybody be like, you people have problems.
No, we clearly do. It's fine. It's fine. It's under control.
It's
I
under
can
control.
stop when I want to.
You just don't want to stop. Why would you?
Exactly. Yeah, so that's how I got in. It just started with competitive, and then I realized, hey, Commander is really fun because I can terrorize my friends for hours on end every Saturday. It's great.
I don't know if that's a problem. We got Kamikaze Badger in chat saying it's not a problem. It's called the collection and it's classy. So there you go.
Very
Good man.
smart man.
Okay, Ignatius, your story. Tell us
So-
your history.
The ye-old phenomena of kitchen table magic. So when we first found out magic is a thing, my brother and my friends, we didn't really take it seriously, but we had collections small and played against each other. And then we thought, why only play against one opponent, maybe 3 or 2? We were 3 at the moment. And then it wasn't EDH as much as it is now, but we did that back then and dabbled in that. With the release of legend creatures being special as they are, that was also really interesting. We didn't have commanders back then, just had decks.
They were legends and they were gold, weren't they? They were always gold.
Yes, but they were just part of the deck. They didn't
Yeah.
command it like they did now.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and it evolved into what was now known as EDH and then Commander. And yeah, I picked up from there. I started in 2001. Yeah. And it built from there. It got me more serious over time. I'm just very remorseful that I didn't realize the importance of sleeves as I do now. But it was fun.
So just to
Many
jump in there,
fun. Yeah, many nights of fun were had at the expense of a lot of cards, but it was good.
just
We
to
learned a lot
jump
from
in
that.
there on your comment earlier about I've got it under control. I can stop anytime. Jellybean249 says I can stop whenever I want, just after I crack a few more packs. Code Monkey joined in and said, just one more, then I'll quit. Foxglove Lass says,
Yeah,
I passed
crack
Commander
packing.
deck number 60 recently. I can stop at any point. Promise.
Sure. We know you can. We believe you.
Yeah, no, for sure. But okay, so you started playing Magic and you got into you got the nice cards that were part of your deck. How'd you get into
Yeah.
Commander?
So when I moved to Bloemfontein for my studies, the community there was quite booming, and with its burgeoning came Commander, and that was a really fully fledged group that I could participate in, and that was quite fun. And the other ones were more casual, and yeah, Bloemfontein, there's a lot of players there who would know my name. And yeah, many evenings of fun, game nights, game days, just janky fun. It's really fun brewing things with them, trading with the community. And I feel that EDH back then was quite rewarding because in my nature, I'm a candidate architect, so I design things. It's fun seeing something work or blow up, and then you improve it, and then take it from there.
For sure. We got comments about Beefy Boys, Pog. That's for the green stompies. We're all out there. Then we've got Big Wick
Everyone has to
74.
start with green stompies.
Of course.
I mean, it's the biggest power trip ever.
Okay,
1, 2, 3,
Big Wick
eight.
74 says, and she does kill us always. So
Not always. Okay. I only won one pod on Saturday.
Well, it
Statistics
depends on
don't
the
lie.
board state. You address the board state.
So King Jason S says, NATO, the magpie of Bloom.
I am a raven,
That's
you
true.
know, not a magpie. I collect valuable
Okay, so why
shiny.
the difference? Why do you differentiate between a magpie and a
Magpie
raven?
is anything that shines, like any
Yes.
foil, even if it's worthless. I like all valuable foils. Ones that are functional. I don't want them to gather dust in my collection. I want to be able to play them and use them.
I see. So it's not all foils, it's just
No.
foils that are useful in some way.
Yeah, but that was a very common problem.
foils. Functional foils. Okay, so chat, what's your favorite format? Come on, hit us up in chat. What's your favorite format? And who is your favorite commander? Chat, come on. Does anybody have a favorite commander? What is your favorite format? Even if it's not commander. Legacy, there we go, says Cinder ZA. That's all good. But while that's happening and while we're getting those answers from chat, tell us a little bit about this community that you guys have got going. Tell us a little bit about Commander Royalty, RSA. What is it? What are you guys doing with it? Where's it
All
going?
right.
What is it?
So its inception started during COVID. It was a brainchild of 2 of the community members, Fickersberger and Albert Arnold. And it just grew from there. It was casual. Over time, there was more interest for people to join it. And the community grew larger. And with my departure from Bloemfontein, I was also keen to be a part of it. I was not being part of the physical community anymore. And it just grew from there. Many people moved elsewhere, homeward, going on with their lives. In some places, they didn't have LGS, so that was a problem. And they couldn't play with other players. The next best place was on the internet. With COVID, It's really just another step. Some people that need to stay home, new parents, perhaps sickly children or elderly parents. There are many reasons, many ways. So the community grows. It's burgeoning at the moment, and there's been some interest. And we're just trying to kindle that and gather all South African community Commander players in one place to experience a diverse meta, get critiques, trade, sell, make small talk, and yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I can hear Nature wrote that one out. Well done.
No, actually,
Very
I don't write
concise.
anything out.
Okay, hold on. We
I have
got answers.
no notes.
We have answers. Favorite commander is Rice, says Cinder
Press the
Zeta.
redeemed.
Then we got Boulder Elf says favorite format is modern. Yes, we knew that about you, Boulder Elf. That's fine. Deadly Lover 13 says CEDH, Lateral and Alayla. King Martin Cole says LGS, thanks for the Kalia deck. There we go. Which Kalia? Is that the original Kalia?
Oh yeah, that's the deck I sold him. It's a deck shell.
Midi Chlorianite says Legacy, also favorite commander is Defo Animar. Boulder Elf Omnas Locus of Rage is pretty fun.
Angry Jellybean.
Jellybean says EDH best format, favorite commander is Scorpion God, but it's an infect deck. Nobody likes you.
No, that's true. That deck.
Keen to see that deck.
It's awful. You don't want to play against it.
Kamikaze
don't know.
Badger
Sounds
says
fun.
modern for the win, and favorite commander is Feldergriff. But I still have to build my dream group hug deck. King Jason, EDH Scarab God, Deadly Level 13. While I hope no one picks Golos because he just got banned. Shh, don't do that. I've got a
Sad
plaster.
legendary
I'm going to
robot.
rip it off in a moment. We'll get onto the Golos thing in a second. Who else have we got here? Arabo, Andrea knows him well. Hit for 30-30 double strike and trample. Listen, I got walloped by a freaking diplomat that had vigilance, double strike, first, just everything. It was in an Odric deck or something that just got like huge. I was terrified. I ran away.
Keyword soup.
Foxglove Lass says maybe Ishkana or Wynota.
Yeah, Graph Widow, Spider Tribal. That's fun. I like that.
Nice.
Code Monkey says favorite commander a Togatog.
So it just eats artifacts and becomes big for a turn. It's alright. Atogs, it's more
See, King Martin
more
Cole is a
modern or
person after my
Pulpit
own
thing.
heart. King Martin Cole has got the right idea. Gotta do a Bolas deck. Yeah, gotta get some Grixis going on. Bring out some Bolas.
Someone has to be
Yeah.
the arch enemy, I suppose.
Yeah, you gotta do some Bolas. EDH.
Yeah, that's
Horde
usually
of
Nato,
Notions.
though. You're always up to something in a pod.
And
Well, I would
Tigris.
like to claim otherwise, but apparently it is not the case.
All I remember is that you destroyed all my lands once, and I'll never ever forgive
That
you.
is true.
Okay, land destruction is a bad thing. Just in
It was a
Commander-
last resort, though, I'll have you know.
It was a yes. To be fair, it was a last resort, but still, I will never forgive you.
So, just on never forgiving anybody, the announcement came out today. Golos is banned in EDH, and Worldfire is unbanned. What are your
Keen to
thoughts,
see some
Andrea?
more
What
decks
are your
with
thoughts on
Worldfire.
these two decisions?
Like the earlier conversation we had, I think Golos is less of an actual problem, more of a rule zero problem, because we don't want to run land destruction. We don't want to shoot people's lands down because it is seen as taboo. I mean, I don't even run land destruction, not even in things like my Muldrotha deck, which is arguably extremely oppressive. But that being said, even poorly built Golos decks just run away with the game. You have a few landfall triggers, you maybe have a few mill triggers, or whatever other ridiculous thing you put into Golos. It honestly just runs away with the game
Sure.
in minimal turns. So I do understand the decision. It really sucks. We had some really interesting Golos decks here in our meta, but I get it.
Okay.
But I think a lot of the problem would have been solved with
Yeah, like I said
to
earlier,
maybe run some land destruction, not for basics.
not for
Don't be
basics.
a
no.
monster. Don't be a monster, but problematic lands.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I feel for people who actually brew Golos, try and make his ability work well. Not for those that just chuck him into any 5-color deck to make the deck work.
Sure.
Because the mana
Yeah.
base, with every color you add to it, it becomes more complex, more difficult to manage. Especially if you don't have access to the more expensive lands, and if you don't want to. So, yeah, it's a 50-50 thing. I really feel for the people that were building him, and then they got stopped right dead in their tracks. I know the pain with Leovold.
So
I've seen really interesting Golos decks, and it's a pity that they're gone now. I mean,
So I'm
Jellybean
upset.
had a mill deck.
I'm upset because I had a Golos Blink deck. I had a very cool
Moment of silence.
Golos Blink deck that ran a whole bunch of really cool stuff. I had my Deadeye Navigator in there. I had my, well, of course now my brain goes completely blank on all the names of the cool cards that I had in there. But I was just able to like blink a whole bunch of stuff, and it was so cool with Golos. It was good fun. But Foxglove says my baby Worldfire and Thragtusk is back.
You're brewing, kids.
So hold on. So let's talk about the other side of today. So we've spoken about the Golos thing. Worldfire coming back. What does that mean? We've got a question from Boulderell says, which commander can cast Worldfire the fastest? Is it Joyra?
Or as opposed to?
I don't know. That he's assuming it's Joyra. He's saying Joyra, right?
It depends. I have a name, the Eternal deck that could really benefit from
What, it's
Worldfire.
6 and 3
That sounds
range,
awful.
yeah?
Please don't.
Yeah, it depends on consistency. So Joyra is fairly consistent if she's your commander. A deck like my name, for instance, you need some means to deal damage to get mana. Joyra probably a good bet. And then anything that can ramp out mana quickly, I suppose. Treasure commanders, the dwarf, the honorary dwarf was in a Magda.
Treasure commanders?
Yeah, treasures are really good.
Kalain could do that. She's cute. I like her.
And I'm keen to see how Worldfire interacts with more the newer cards, because since its initial banning, it doesn't really see play in Commander as much as it would have if it weren't. So, I don't know. The world's your oyster. Keen to see what people come up with.
Let's go burn it.
Yeah, my only comment is I hope you run counters. A little tiny bit of counter magic if you have a blue deck.
Yeah. If you have any.
This is the thing.
sense
Can I just say, like, one of the things I've noticed in particularly Command This, which is our stream on a Wednesday night, there's been very little counter magic in terms of the way our pod gets together and plays, which is interesting because at one point the only person who was playing counter magic was me, and I don't play blue. So
it's fair. It sucks when someone stops you in your tracks and you're having
for sure.
life.
But I mean, for me, it's interesting, and I've started doing this thing now where I've decided that I'm actually going to start trying to play a bit more blue, simply because I think it would be fun to be able to go like, no, you can't do that.
Good man.
You know, I mean, in my Grixis decks, absolutely,
You should
there's
embrace
some blue. You know
the blue.
what I mean? Yeah, I know,
You
but
should
I'm not.
embrace
But
the blue.
see, my issue is
embrace
this:
the blue.
I don't like it when people do it to me. And so I don't want to be the guy that does it to other people. But at the same time, it's a part of the game, right? I mean, it's part of Magic. They built it for a reason. And it's there to make things more interesting. So you're allowed to do certain things with that particular color. So I'm going to be trying a little bit more of that in the future. But we're not going to go there right now. What we are going to say is, currently, how do you view the state of EDH in South Africa right now? Where are we? Are we in a good place? Are we in a bad place? Is it building, like you say? I mean, you've got your community going. You want to get things off the ground. We've started our Commanders thing. We've had quite a bit of interest on that. We're looking at WotC, and WotC is literally trying to milk Commander players for everything they got because they're just pumping out so much Commander product at the moment.
Yeah, every year.
Yeah, and more and more and more. I mean, we've got Commander Black is about to come out, which, by the way, for me just looks amazing.
That's soaring.
I want that. And Commander Green just came out, and you know they're going to do one for each color, etc., etc. And we keep getting more and more Commander stuff. Where are we in South Africa with Commander, with EDH right now? And I suppose we can include, if you have any knowledge of it, of the EDH scene as well.
The CDH scene exists. It's just very small, and people are really busy, so they're more the older kind. What I would say is that Commander does exist, and it's very important not to force too much on the players. We want them to come back, and you want them to be rewarded for what they're built, and not just put it to the side and build something new. The more veteran players that I've encountered have like 50 plus, or 20 plus decks, not 50, sorry, that's just me. They have no problem maintaining their collection and building more decks. It's the newer players that we want to get introduced to the format, see what it's like, brew decks, get rewarded for janky combos, janky plays, and having fun. Because we emphasize the rule zero conversation in all of our games, that people on the same field and the same level and the same idea. Okay, this game is going to go like this, more or less, because things happen. The best analogy for EDH is it's a pillow fight with the occasional chainsaw. And there's no more apt description, I think. You can't be angry at the person for wielding a chainsaw, because it wasn't always the intent, but sometimes it just comes up.
Somebody just turned around and there it was.
Yeah, it does happen because sometimes you need to do something and you need to end the game, for instance, or you need to, I don't know, address a threat. Depending on where you are in South Africa, if you're in a major center like Cape Town, Johannesburg, or perhaps Durban, there are more larger communities. Our group tries to encompass everyone so that if you don't have an LGS, you can still play EDH via a webcam if you have a webcam and a mic and some cards. But I would say it's fairly healthy. It's just very important to ride the momentum and make sure it comes out the way that it was intended. And I don't know, the future we'll see. That's my experience at least. You're welcome to educate me on yours.
Speaking
Andrea,
from
please.
our side in Bloemfontein, which I would honestly classify more as a smaller town community because, I mean, it's Bloemfontein, guys. You know what it's like here. So for us, our problem is that we're a university town and we don't have university students anymore. Everyone that's been in university is now aged out. We're all adults. We have jobs. And for us, our community is growing internally. So modern players and legacy players, they're moving into Commander, but we just don't have more people coming into our community.
So you're not new players.
Yeah, we're actually struggling with just new players in general because we no longer have access to university students who usually bring in younger siblings or usually bring in more friends because, one, the pandemic and just honestly our player base is aging out of university. And the few that still are PhD students or master students. And honestly, you never see another student.
Yeah.
Once you're a postgrad. You're lucky if you see any colleagues during the week. So in smaller communities like ours, we already struggle to fill new spots. Sometimes we have kids coming in, which is great. But I mean, if you're in school, you still have to study. You're doing other things. You want to play with your friends. You want to play on the PC. You don't always want to spend an afternoon with like a bunch of old farts arguing over cards.
Old people playing with cards. No, you can't play that card because you didn't tap enough land. But Grandpa,
let me tell you how to play this card. You should kill this person over there. You know, things like that.
Visions to Insanity saying we have the same problem in Potch.
Yeah, so for us, we're really just struggling with getting new players, but our community is still growing and it's healthy. It's just all
the interest is there. It's just very important to hear from the community what do they want, and then try and address that need, because people want to play the game. They just need to have their needs filled and met.
So we need to do something. We need to get some new peoples in. We need to get some new blood into these communities. So we'll put our thinking caps on and we'll come up with something. We'll do a thing. We'll do some things. We'll do some things with some things for some people.
Some things.
Do some things.
Yes, things and stuff for people.
Things and stuff for people. I like that. But now let's do some other things and stuff for people and say, chat, let's give you a prezi. And this time we're going to go to like the old-fashioned way of doing stuff. And we're going to say 1 times 2021 Arena starter kit. And we're going to raffle this off. You guys know how the raffle works. As soon as it's open, you've got... Okay, we're going to give it 2 minutes. 2 minutes is good. 2 minutes to type !raffle to enter the raffle. We are waiting for this product to arrive. So if you win it, we will keep your name and all your details, etc. aside. And as soon as we have the stock, we will send it off to you. Should be coming within the next week, so it won't take that long. But in the meantime, if anybody in chat would like to win a 2021 Arena Starter Kit, now's your chance. There we go.
Internet.
And while that's happening, we've already done that. my list of things is like it's vanishing. It's all vanishing. So just like for me, right? I mean, I sit down and I look at where I came from in terms of my Commander experience, and I can honestly say that. And this is an interesting thing. I'd love to actually find out from you guys if this is a similar thing. So for me, when I found out about Commander, I was just like, what? I can play with 100 cards and not one of them is the same? That's so cool. I'm going to build dragons. Because I want the biggest, stompiest things in the world to come and like, do stuff. So I tried that and I failed miserably. And I ended up playing the first time I played was at the Nexus. Boulder Elf, if you win this, I'm going to be very upset with you because your other starter kit that you won last year at Comic-Con is still waiting for you to collect. You schmucky person. But that's okay. We love you. And I understand that you have school and stuff. But that's okay. We'll deal with that. But I I'm just interested to find out, like, when you sort of got into Commander, your first sort of like, what am I going to build? What was the first thing you thought about? But for me, it was dragons, because I'm like a dragon thing from my Dungeons and Dragons days and all that kind of stuff way back in the day. Says no, I picked it up. Okay. So, what was the first deck you wanted to build? And when you did build it, did it go the way you wanted? Who wants to go first?
I would say, well, I'm a big fan of Selesnya and Golgari, the two guilds, before their existence even. And I would say my first deck did definitely not go as planned. I tried the Tolsmir Wolfblood tribal with the tokens, and you would go wide. But Tolsmir is quite expensive, and back in the Mana Rocks, Signets and Soaring, they weren't as opulent. And yeah, I think it was fun, but it was good to see that it didn't work as well. You were able to try and dissect why it didn't work as well.
Sure.
And then getting a cheaper commander, I don't know which one I replaced it with, but it worked out better. And Tolson was in the deck, he still did his thing. He just came up when it was needed.
Sure.
So I would say it didn't come out as I intended, but I did learn from it and I had fun. It was good.
Cool. Andrea?
My first deck that I built from scratch was Elves. It was Freya Lease, and
Wow.
she is slow. Oh my goodness. She was just so slow. It didn't. I'm used to playing Owls, and Owls is Elf Ball, so you puke out Owls, you make them big, you smash face, and you're
It's a
like, cool, I'm
terrible
done,
phrase.
you're dead. Let's move on. But Freya Lease was slow. Half the time I didn't cast her. I was like, oh yes, I have a commander. I should probably use her, shouldn't
Yeah,
I?
Sure.
probably.
So eventually I switched it to Azuri, and it worked better because, I mean, it's an overrun on a stick.
Sure.
Why would you not use him? Yeah, so the first deck building experience, it had a few hurdles. I mean, evaluating how powerful cards are going to be, how good it's going to work. The first time you build decks, it's not there. You're not going to understand.
Yeah.
So, yeah, with practice makes perfect. And in terms
Definitely.
of EDH decks, the more you build, the more you understand how the decks work, the more
And the more you play.
the broader your
The more you play,
and the more you pay. The broader
get
your card
feedback
pool
on how your
knowledge,
deck responds to certain
the
things.
more stuff you can do.
I can honestly
yeah.
say that I think that since we started Command this, and I've been playing Commander as regularly as I have been playing for the last 28 weeks. Wow, 28 weeks on Wednesday. For the last 28 weeks. I've never been a fantastic Magic player, and I probably will never be a great Magic player, but I am definitely a better Commander player now than I was when we started 28 weeks ago. And that simply comes from playing more Magic, building more decks, understanding the dynamics of the way the decks work, of the way the synergies can roll out. I mean, my biggest victory so far in my Commander career was with my Korvold deck on Command this, which I thoroughly enjoyed doing because I did this really terrible thing with Korvold and Scapeshift and Field of the Dead, and I was just like, I'm making so much stuff, you know. So I mean, and I suppose
good.
that's the other thing, and that's one of the things we come back to as Commander players, is that it's not always about the win. It's about because it's a casual format, you're allowed to enjoy different aspects of the game. So you can just have this one thing that you want to have happen. Whether it wins the game for you or not is irrelevant. But if that, whatever it is, comes off, you can die happy. You know.
But winning is gravy. But if you enjoy what you're doing and you can see how to improve your deck, and if you enjoy the entire experience, that's the best thing you can hope for, I think.
For sure. I think that's what Commander's all about. Okay, our raffle is over. Somebody has won something. A dinner at Spur.
Ooh.
Okay,
Can they
we
like
have some
turn that
entries.
dinner in for something else?
Yeah, I would trade it in. Okay, so let's see who we got here. I'm having a look at who's in here. Got some people's, got some new names. Very cool. Okay, nice. All right, let us pick a winner. I'm going to hit the button. Kamikaze Badger says, winning is okay, but when the deck does the thing, now that hits the spot.
Yeah,
And the winner is
just right.
Zoe. Speak up, Zoe. You have won. Whoop. Yep, there we go. Cool.
Congrats,
Do you
Zoe.
mind if I answer someone in chat? I
Yeah, go
see.
ahead.
So you can still play EDH even though you have expensive cards like a Scrying Rift, etc. How do you compete with those kinds of deck from Clippies, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to have those cards. I can promise you, I've been rifted so many times, and I'm like, do you have to do this nonsense right now? A counterspell works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gets rid of it. If you anticipate a
Aetherize is
cyclonic
beautiful.
Aetherize, a counterspell, like, okay, I'm gonna name a force, but obviously a force is even more expensive, but you can deal with those kind of cards. You can deal with expensive cards. They do give you a distinct advantage, and Cyclonic Rift is quite honestly one of the more annoying cards, but
Definitely.
Especially if you overload. It's horrible.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can deal with it and you can compete with it. And see, EDH, obviously not, but in casual play, there are ways to work around it.
Yeah. No, there's
Okay.
always a way. I mean, let's think about this for a second. Through the history of Magic, which is pretty much what's available to you as a Commander player, there are 50,000 cards. Somewhere in there is an answer that'll work, and it doesn't have to be that expensive. So it takes a little time to figure some stuff out. Sometimes you've got to dig a little bit to find cards, but there are so many resources. There's EDH Rec that you can go have a look at, who are always really cool. There are the guys at Loading Ready Run. They've got a whole bunch of Commander stuff as well. There's the Gatherer. I mean, Wizards is the Gatherer. You want to look for a card that does something, just type it into the Gatherer and go, I need a card that counters something. And it'll give you 4 pages of cards that you can look at and decide whether it's something that's going to work for you. There are also your other players. There are people out there. And just as a quick aside, you sent me something earlier, but I've now have I closed the thingy, Bob? Where's it going to open? It's going to open here.
You being Oop.
Hold on a sec. I got to find a thing here.
Yeah,
While you're
answering
searching.
Foxglove Lass, yeah, Gatherer isn't too great. You need
There's
you
a
need to know
plethora
what
of
you're looking
resources.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need Gatherer is more like you need to know what you're looking for. For
Skyfall's
example,
pretty
today
good.
I was theory crafting one of the new legendaries in Midnight Hunt. It's like a 2-drop Celestia, and what I do is I go on Gatherer, I search specifically for white and green cards that do this. They're either white, either green, or they're both. I want these keywords on them, and then I go look on Gatherer. Okay, cool. Gatherer gives me this.
Sure.
So Gatherer is a lot more effort to use. You have to know exactly what you're looking for. But I mean, things like Scryfall, it's gonna pop out things.
Sure.
If you use Architect, it can recommend to you. Oh, I see you're running this commander. Why don't you try and look at this card? Why don't you look at this artifact? So there are a plethora of resources for you to figure out.
Yeah.
Hey, what can I run with this commander if I don't know what to do with it?
And also,
with
like
reference to the
I said,
Cyclonic
so
Rift.
there's your community that you can get hold of. And just on that,
Of course.
I'm going to drop an email address in here for you guys. If you're keen to get hold of the Commander Royalty RSA team in any way whatsoever, if you want to get involved with them, or if you want to get in touch with them, or ask them some questions, or be part of their community, send a mail to that address.
Yeah, the aim is to grow the community so you can have a diverse method to play against. With reference to your Cyclonic Rift comment earlier, I think a large part of Commander's new evolution comes to Rule 0. So if you're having a game beforehand, just discuss with your players, how tuned is your deck?
Yeah.
Is it cutthroat? Is it fun? Because if you have 2 cutthroat decks and 2 fun decks, the 2 people playing the fun decks won't really have fun.
Yeah.
And it's very important to have fun. If you play CEDH, everyone understands you're playing CEDH. It's different from EDH, even though it's the same ban list. So try not to be unnecessarily unpleasant.
Yeah.
And be thoughtful to the other players at the table. It's difficult at times. Like, sometimes you need to Cyclonic Rift. I've been in that position. But sometimes you don't need to. And also, politicking, it's involved in EDH users.
So Foxglove Lass has come back and said, also regarding power levels, one of my favorite plays, and this goes back to this comment about can you counter these cards. One of her favorite plays on Commanders was, and I remember this very clearly, was freaking awesome. Was countering Dovin's veto by using redirect. So it was one of the coolest plays I've seen in our Commanders games, and it was super cool. So there are ways to deal with these bigger cards. Clippy says, makes sense. I only started MTG early 2020. There are a lot of cards and loads of mechanics. Damn straight. There's plenty to get through.
Yes, there are loads of mechanics and loads of cards. But honestly, the best way to do is to learn, ask friends, and have the Rule 0 discussion. I mean, like, I have a Muldrotha deck that I love to bits. I hardly ever play it because, like, thank you, Unshin, for playing it and making me realize it's oppressive as hell, and I hate it. It's awful to play against. So
now you know.
Now I know. Thank you, Unshin.
Take that medicine.
Have that discussion and say, listen, this is a very strong deck. It works on making sure you have nothing going on your board so I can eventually kill you. And if people agree, yeah, that's fine, I'm going to then play this deck that wants to counter everything, or someone says, I'm going to have this deck that's going to make you sack everything, and you're all happy with it, then go ahead. If you're looking for a fun and casual game, then bring my very dumb dwarf deck that you will see on Wednesday.
It's not dumb.
It's jank and stupid, okay? NATO, it has no green in it. No green means it's jank.
Good point. Yeah, and also with the power level thing, over time calibrate your understanding of the power level, because it's very arbitrary to try and allocate a number to a deck.
Yeah.
Because in some situations it would be better, and in others it would be worse. So just try and be open about it. And if you're not sure, ask the community. Like, this is my commander. This is what I'm doing. But it's not as good here and there, and then perhaps you can get an understanding from that.
Sure.
But play the game, try and experience it better. Be honest, build jank, and experience jank, and then you'll have more appreciation for when things go off and well. And yeah, have fun.
Yeah.
Jellybean249 says Summary Dismissal is one of my all-time favorite counter spells. Just says goodbye.
Exile the stack.
Leopardstone
Good
says
card.
I like Narset's Reversal. Foxglove says Jellybean249 Mind Break Trap needs more love too. Boulderov says Boldrotha sick. Big Wick 74. Big Wick 74 says roll 0, kill Andrea.
Yes, thank you, Vickers. You always bully me.
I don't know why. Maybe it's up
It's deserved. It's deserved.
Don't kick
It's
back
deserved.
until the board state says so.
I'm gonna bring up a card that I enjoyed playing the other night, which was fun to do. But Doomblade can be quite useful as well. Nice and simple removal. Just destroy anything that's not black. You know, looping Morari Conjecture is a great way to play Magic. Boulder, if you're an evil person, and I don't know who hurt you, but we'll find them and beat them up. But let's quickly just jump ahead to. Holy crap! Is it the 13th today?
It is Monday the 13th.
That it is.
So Thursday, 14, 15, 16, Thursday, Midnight Hunt drops on Arena. And then we have pre-release this weekend coming up. I'm very excited. I'm going Sunday. I will be at Top Deck playing pre-release. Anybody wants to come and join us, seriously, come and do that. It's going to be great fun. I'm bringing a whole bunch of newbies as well, which is quite exciting. People who've never experienced a pre-release before, and that's going to be good fun for them. I hope they don't get too badly injured, but we'll take that as it comes. But just let's throw forward for a second from the two of you, the twainst of you, and Ignatius, you actually went like above and beyond the Call of Duty here. Commanders that you're interested in brewing around from this new set, because I must tell you, I'm super excited about Midnight Hunt. I think the power level of the cards has been raised. I think that some of those cards are just spectacularly cool, and I think they're going to fit into some really awesome Commander decks. The fact that we have a bona fide werewolf commander for the first time, I don't know how long.
Yeah,
ever.
I've been waiting since I started playing.
Sure,
Magic
right?
for that
I mean,
commander.
hasn't everybody been waiting for a proper werewolf commander? You know, but so who? Okay, so let's go. Andrea, who are you keen to brew around?
Yes. I'm keen to brew. Well, yeah, I need to actually get the list out. Let me just see if I can find this list quickly. Yeah, for me, the problem is I already have so many decks. I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Honestly, I'm really excited for Old Stick Fingers. I really enjoy playing from the graveyard. It is so much fun when someone board wipes. Yeah, when someone board wipes and you're like, oh, look at all these things I've returned. Surprise!
Surprise.
And then, of course, Tovolar, I already have, I think, most of a
Okay, so
werewolf
for
deck
those of you
built
who
for
don't
myself
know-
and Architect.
Give me 1 second. So that's Sticky Fingers there.
Mhm.
So everybody can see that.
Coming to a cemetery near you.
Coming to a cemetery near
Yes.
you.
Yes, he's going to pick your things out of the
That's
graveyard.
a
and be
terrible
very
picture,
big.
though. I mean,
Yeah, why play
it's the
Also-
smallest picture in the world.
For anyone playing Muldrotha, he's a really good addition if you have Splinter Fright already. He's an even better Splinter Fright because he actually throws things in the graveyard.
Wouldn't he work well
So-
with the Gitrog monster?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be kind of. Who else?
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on.
also quite interested in Lisa, the Forgotten Archangel. So
Yes.
we have a Lyris deck that brings things back as well, but she doesn't have a mana value or CMC attached. It's just like, cool, we're gonna bring it back to your hand at the next end step. So like, I'm really looking forward to
exiling
that. Like,
pesky enemy threats is really good too.
Yeah, I mean, just from, I have a Abzan deck with an offenser in that also exiles everyone's creatures when they die, and that's extremely frustrating for people that play graveyard decks, and frustrating in general for other players because you can never bring those creatures back. So, yeah,
word.
I'm looking forward to using her.
Which
Also has a
version of
nice
the card,
anime deck.
though? Are we going to go for the plain one, or are we going to go for the alternate? Hey?
I really like the new alternate arts. They're very interesting.
Yeah.
The art's good.
Yeah,
So
that's
many
good.
new angels, says
Another one?
Slucky96.
Well,
Our
Innistrad needs
resident
hope to
angel
kill.
collector. And then,
Oh,
of
quite
course, Florian,
Ooh.
who is... I'm really thankful for all these MTG artists that are giving us very attractive,
Yeah.
very,
Men
very
to look
attractive
at.
men. Appreciate.
It's
Thank
about
you.
time.
It is about time.
The
So, I'm
Voldoran
ex-
Scion, hey?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to build a vampire deck, now would probably be the best time. And he's really good. The fact that you're drawing cards after you've done damage is amazing. I mean,
Dig
even if
for
it's...
an answer or dig for something.
Yeah,
to
you
deal
can
with
dig
with
for an
them.
answer, you can dig for something bigger. I mean, for example, you can dig for the vampire that has bloodlust,
Yep.
that makes all your creatures enter with additional counters.
That Lord of Vargoth or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's Bloodlore of Vascoth. I know I have it in my
Vascoth, that's
vampire
one.
deck. Yeah. There's also a ton of support for humans, like
Ton of support
Sagada,
for humans.
the new commander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Sagada,
Innistrad has taught us
Quetzalcoatl.
anything, that people are the true monsters.
Clippy
It's
says,
just crazy.
Clippy says, I love the art in this set, especially Stolen Vitality. It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
That's the idea.
I
and
mean-
if it does, it's good.
I'm excited for a lot of them, but I think most of them are going to end up going into
What
just
it was
as part of the 99.
I'll bring up a little thing that got not so much attention as the other ones. Lind, Cheerful Tormentor. So it's essentially
Yes.
cursed tribal. And for those of you who are art aficionados, you'll see in her hand it's actually the most unlucky planeswalker in the multiverse. And I'm very keen to find out more about him. But anyway, so she's a very politic-oriented deck, and you'll try and get value out of your curses. People will try and remove them. You could put them on yourself in your upkeep, and play something like Paradox Haze for an additional upkeep to do it again, and perhaps politic your way to victory. And then naturally you'll need things to get value and maintain that board state. For instance, Ward of Bones will negate your opponents from playing any more creatures if you have any of your commander out, for instance. It's a bit of a toxic card, but it's a lightning rod that can save your life. And the curses, need I say more? There are quite a few interesting curses going
Yes.
around.
Yes, there are.
Many of them featuring that very unlucky planeswalker. Most of them who do, they're from the 2017 precons. And I think there was one Modern Horizons 2 card that features this bloke getting blown up. So I
There
think
you
Crispin can share the link to the deck that I put together. It's a primer at the moment. It's not really done yet. But
I will share
don't
the
know.
link.
politics shenanigans ensue. And maybe you'll end up killing yourself with one of your own curses.
Let's
That'd be
see.
funny.
So for those of you who are interested in seeing that deck, it is
It's on Marksfield. You can leave comments if you have
right there.
points.
Apparently, okay, Foxlife says notably Lind is only available in particular boosters. I think set
Yes,
boosters and
Yes.
maybe
Right, that's
collector's
right. Very
boosters.
important point. So dig.
Yeah, oh, so Kamikaze Badger says, okay, I need this Lind deck. Visions to Insanity says,
So-
I like all the human love, so many more legendary friends for my Sasay deck. So there we go.
If
There was
anyone
another
wants to know
card
how
that
to
gave
deal with
me
the
the
curse deck if you
heebie-jeebies.
encounter it, Witchbane Orb is your best friend.
Yes, it is.
I also,
You
the
will
Metok Massacre was
be able
quite
to
the
do it.
card that I had.
Yeah, it's also in the deck to deal with board state, and
I
if
thought that
something
was such a
dies, you
cool
can
card.
just
But
stay
then there was
alive.
another card which I'm trying to remember what it was, but I just remember seeing the artwork and I thought to myself,
The one with Odric that has 2 white and 6, and
no,
it
no,
costs
this
1
was a,
less for each
this
creature.
was a, it was a butcher, something to do with a butcher. But
Oh,
the butcher had
the flesh something
the
as
Oh, the
well,
guy with the
right?
cow's head,
yes.
the
Yeah.
assassin.
What was he called?
I
Flesh.
don't know, his
something.
class is assassin. Whenever one of your creatures die, you scry, I think. Is it?
New card. What was he called? He was
Yeah,
just.
it's quite eerie. It just stands there looking at you.
Was he called the
ominously.
Flesh Eater? No, it couldn't have been called the Flesh Eater. That was-
I'm sure chat knows.
Come on, chat, help
what's
me
his
out here.
name?
Yeah, he's a black-white, multicolored,
Yeah.
uncommon, 2/2. He's an assassin, and he has a cow's head on his head.
Flesh something. Flesh.
Yeah, it just looks at you menacingly,
Flesh
hoping you
something.
die so you can scry one.
It's just such a
Isn't
creepy
it
looking
Flesh
card. It's like the
Taker?
perfect flavor for the area.
I
It's
think it's
Flesh
Flesh
Taker.
Taker.
Flesh Taker,
There we
yes.
go.
There we go.
Cool.
Flesh
I remember
Taker.
it.
Some uncommon junk. That isn't junk, that's jank.
There we go. I want a big one to show people because he's just the creepiest.
Yeah, there.
Creepiest card. No, that's not big enough. Give me a large card. I want a large card in the park. What's going on here?
Children of the Corn vibes.
There we go. I mean, proper, right? I mean, look at that, chat. That's just like, what is that?
No, that's an example of a card that's actually quite good.
No, it's
in,
great.
in the right setup. And it'd probably be cheap.
It's great.
So get yours today. Or when it releases, really.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good fun. Yeah, anyway, it's a really creepy card. Ew, I like it, says Kamikaze Badger.
Yeah, I think it'd be really good in a Lisa deck. She would make
Hmm.
quite a good aristocrat
Yeah, I
commander
think-
that has
there was actually
a lot of recursion because you sack your thing, it comes back to hand, end of turn, next turn you do it all over again.
For sure. There was when the spoilers were happening, because the whole set's been spoiled now, by the way. The set's done.
Yeah.
But when the set was happening, there was a lot of talk about, oh, we're getting aristocrats, and somebody was going like, oh, we need more. And I was like, dude, are you not seeing the aristocrats theme that's happening here right now? It's Innistrad.
Yeah,
it's going
there's-
to be humans
there's
and
quite a few good
sacrificing
ones.
stuff.
Yeah, there's quite a few legendaries that work on it. There's just
Yeah.
normal cards that work on it. So yeah, you can build a pretty
Yeah.
good, very
And also,
annoying and
The
resilient. deck.
speculation that built up due to the reprint that they were announcing, the mysterious reprint that turned out, it was Delver of Secrets. Many people were foaming at the mouth for a Snapcaster Mage.
Yes, I
or
saw
something.
it.
Yeah,
I got
That
taken
wasn't
in.
going to happen.
I got taken in by that hoax that came out. So Snapcaster Mage. I was like, what? Is that fake? And then I was like, no, this is
Yeah.
fake. I was like, okay, well, they got me. So that was kind of a thing. But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to the set. I think it's going to be good fun, and I think it's cool that they've pushed the power level. I mean, as a D&D fan, I've thoroughly enjoyed Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. I've had a lot of fun with those cards, particularly in draft. It's been good fun. But I do think that the power level took a little bit of a dive in terms of some of the cards, but I think that they've picked it up quite nicely here with Midnight Hunt, and I can only assume that Crimson Vow is going to be,
Yeah, if it's
if
anything
not
like this,
as
it's
on
good.
the same level, more powerful, because we are heading back to the land of the vamps and that kind of thing. So that should be kind of interesting. But
Yeah, also,
Yeah,
from
very
the set,
excited.
there's a new cycle of lands coming out. Although they're not very good, they're not bad at all. So for budget players, pick up these lands. It's a good start to get your way into Commander. If you have 2-3 color commanders, dual lands is your friend.
sorry, give me 1 second. There was a card I wanted to quickly chat about that came out in the new set, and it's the cycle of cards that they brought out with basically the multi-kicker cards.
Oh yeah, they're very.
Oh
very
yeah,
The green one
The
and the black
adversaries
one are just
good. Yeah,
what?
the adversaries.
yeah, there are quite a few good ones.
If I go find this guy, where is he? Where are you? Where are you? I'm busy looking through the entire set. It's right.
So there's Intrepid Adversary, Spectral Adversary, Tainted Adversary,
Yeah.
Bloodthirsty Adversary, and Primal Adversary.
Which one's the black one?
Tainted Adversary.
Tainted. That's what.
2-3 with Death Touch.
Yeah.
And ETBs, you may pay 2 in a black any number of times. When you do, put that many 1/1 counters on him,
Yeah, there
and
he
you
is.
create that many 2/2 black zombies with Decayed. Yeah, it's good.
That's just
Any
a
more bodies,
broken
more threats.
card.
Now, I have a Scarab God deck and could definitely benefit from this. You don't need to block for them to be valuable.
Thank
And-
goodness Teferi is balanced. There's Visions to Insanity. Why do we have to have Teferi? Can't we have a different Planeswalker? I fucking
Well-
hate Teferi. So annoying.
He's alright. This one isn't as bad because it doesn't protect itself very well. It's good abilities, but you can easily kill it.
But I mean, it's like, I don't know. Teferi just leaves a bad. I'm not going to go there because that would have come out completely wrong.
I think everyone's still traumatized from 3 fairy and 5 fairy. They're extremely oppressive.
Yeah,
I
they
would
were-
know
they
how
were
to
Too many
play
fairies.
this, but too many fairies.
There's too many fairies.
But that's magic, guys.
White, blue,
suppose.
control,
Sometimes-
modern. Enough said.
Yeah,
I suppose.
it's always control. Sometimes it just sucks.
Okay. All right. So on sometimes it just sucks. We have
Yeah.
one more giveaway to give away.
Ooh.
So we're going to do the things again. So, Zoe, you can't enter this one. As much as I love you, you can't enter this one because you won on the last giveaway, which happened like 20 minutes
Everyone
ago.
else needs a chance now.
You know? So be nice. Don't enter. Okay. Anyway, there we go. You guys know what to do. No, we're talking about TIFF fairies, Foxglove. Not fairies, not actual fairies. We like fairies.
Too many fairies.
We like fairies. They're cool. We like, fairies are cool.
Yeah,
I
they're
almost
just
bought myself a
little
bitter blossom the other day.
Joy
and then
spreading
I was like,
bastards.
oh, God, good money. But anyway, so okay, so in a nutshell, not like the Austin Powers thing, Commander is alive and well in South Africa.
Yes.
I mean, it could be better.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It is, but reach out to your closest community, get involved, find a play group,
Yep.
and find more people to play. Your game will improve. You'll have fun, and who knows, more adventures to be had.
There you go. More
Yeah,
adventures to be
and
had.
on that note, like, invite your friends to play. I'm currently trying to teach a friend to play, but I mean, it is rather intimidating. Take it slow.
Yeah.
It's 100 card format, singleton. It's
Commander is
all
a lot,
of
but it's fun.
yeah, it's literally all of Magic's mechanics in one place. So it's gonna take a time, and be kind, help your friends, get more
be
people
patient.
in. Yes, be patient. And
Yeah, there's a
join us at
plethora of
EDH Royalty if
resources.
you don't have an LGS.
Yeah, you can hit
Yeah.
us up.
Or-
Email address
yeah.
is available from Crispin.
Spell
Anyone's
table.
welcome.
Spell table's
Sorry.
been amazing.
Yeah, we do play a lot over Spell Table since the communities across the country.
Yep.
And look out for Spell Table. It's really that good. You can do so much with it.
Okay, Clippy says, so you can build crazy combos in EDH. Do you think a Planeswalker only commander deck can be viable?
Yes.
Yes, they're totally viable if the
Definitely.
Planeswalker says this can be
Yeah,
your commander.
so when looking for a Planeswalker commander, you'll have to search for one that has this Planeswalker cameo commander at the bottom of the
Yeah.
card. Not all of them have that. Some LGSs that I know of have casual events where you have any Planeswalker as your commander.
Yeah. There's,
It's not
there's
fun.
actually
You can do that.
a form of commander with the Planeswalker as your commander. What's it called? It's
There are quite a few. There's one with a legendary land as your commander as well. Haven't seen that in a while though.
it's called. I forget what it's called, but they've actually given it a name. Oathbreaker. Thank you, Visions.
Oathbreaker, yeah, that's
There we go. That's one of them. And there's plenty of different things. I mean, even in Arena, just by the way, in Arena there is well, now Brawl's gone to 100 cards, so that's okay, but it's still just standard. Well, no, they've got Historic Brawl, so you can go and play Commander on Arena. But there's also the Gladiator format, which is kind of interesting, which is 100 singleton cards and go bananas, which is also very cool. But again, those are not ladder things. You can't play them against everybody. You'd have to direct challenge a friend who's also playing Gladiator, etc. But there are ways to play these games. There are ways to do these things.
Make a start.
Yeah, Spell Table's an amazing way
Yeah,
of doing
start
it.
somewhere.
We started with Spell Table with Command This, which, by the way, will be here on Wednesday night. And I do believe that on this particular episode of Command This, we have two very special guests. We have Andrea and Albert from
Yes.
Commander Royalty RSA coming to take on myself and Ryan, which should be kind of fun. We're not playing teams, so it's not like me and Ryan versus Andrea and Albert. It's Commander.
It's free for all.
It's free for all.
Yeah.
But we've got two cool guests coming to play, and we'll see how that goes. So join us on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. right here, twitch.tv/Easy Gaming Group for Command This, the Intercity Challenge. I suppose that's what we'll call it. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
We'll come up with some name
Sure.
for it, whatever. But then also, don't forget, everybody who's watching, on Saturday, we have session 3 of our brand new D&D campaign called The World Eater, where we spend 2 hours running around and doing crazy D&D stuff. It's always lots of fun. In fact, so much fun, in fact, that the party almost got itself very, very dead in the last session. Thankfully, they learned the better part of valor and turned tail and fled, which saved their lives. But, these things do happen. Had me worried as the GM for a while. I was just like, guys, I don't want to kill you all right now. This is like session 2. We're going to start a whole new party. But that should be kind of fun. And then we're back again next Monday for another EGGPod. But the other things that I need to... Where's my list? I got my list in front of me. Where's my list? Right! National Paper Series. Finals are this month at the Nexus. We're less than, about 2 weeks away from game time. It's going to be so, so cool. So keep in mind, we've got standard main event and legacy side events are happening on the 24th of September. Pioneer main event is happening on the 25th, and the modern main event is on the 26th. Will you be the last one standing? And I just want to give you an update on ticket sales so you know what is still available and what is not available. And I will tell you that Modern is just about sold out. So, Modern, there are 9 tickets left. Standard, there are 22 tickets left. And Pioneer, there are 28 tickets left. So, get your tickets, get out there, play some Magic with some people, do some things. That's the way it's got to be.
Get active.
And then, one last thing that I have to point out here to everybody, I have to say, if you like what you see and you would like the chance to win 4,000 rands worth of Magic the Gathering goodies, come and join us on Patreon. We have a quarterly grand prize brought to you by our amazing partners, Unplug Yourself, and that quarterly grand prize is to the value of 4,000 rands worth of Magic the Gathering stuff. So every time you sub to our Patreon, you get a ticket into that quarterly draw. So if you've been subbed for 3 months, you have 3 tickets into the draw. And it resets after each draw. Obviously, you can't get like 44 tickets. But it's a minimal cost and it gets you into that draw. And on top of that, you get cool stuff early. So we drop a whole bunch of content that you get to look at first before everybody else. And also we get to shout your name out live on air, which is kind of cool. You know, it's the little things. But go check it out. You can have a look at that at patreon.com/Easy Gaming Group. Become the Eggy you have always wanted to be. And that's all my spamming stuff in that sort of vein for this evening. But I do need to give something away, don't I? Didn't somebody win something? Sure, we did a giveaway.
I didn't recall you mentioning that.
Something like that. We were giving away a large pumpkin from my garden. I mean, Halloween's coming.
Nice.
You know.
It comes with 4 mice and some wheels.
Exactly. And a wand. You're a pumpkin,
Yeah,
Harry.
it's going to take
Assemble
the
it
vampire
yourself.
wedding.
It's going to a vampire wedding. And the winner is Jellybean249. Congratulations.
Nice.
You
Congrats.
have won
Jellybean.
yourself
Yay,
a
well done,
2021
Albert.
Arena Starter Kit. And
Nice.
so now I got to figure out how to do this whisper thing. Where's the whisper thing? Don't want to ban anybody. I did that by accident once. I banned somebody by accident. I clicked the wrong button. It was a terrible thing to do. Jellybean249, if you could please get hold of me somehow, or
Smoke signals, I hear they work.
smoke signals are pretty good. You can just DM me in any of the WhatsApp groups, or you can send me a mail. I'll give you an email address to send that to you right now. Boulder Elf got banned once. Yeah, but you deserved it. You can drop me a mail right there so I can get your deets and we can send you a starter kit as soon as we get that stock in, which, like I said, should be within the next week or so. And then we'll get it to you via the courier guy who will just come and hand it over and say, here you go, it's yours. But other than that, any closing thoughts from you guys? Anything you want to put out there? Anything we haven't covered yet?
Yeah, so this is honestly more from EDH royalty side. If you'd like to join our group, it sounds like something you're interested in, please drop us a message. I think we have an email up and our Discord is ready, but
Yes.
I think we're running straight through the email, right?
That's correct. Just email us
Yeah.
your name, surname, and your favorite magic card as the subject line so we know you're a person. And we'll add you to the
and not a
community.
strange robot. Yeah, then we'll add you to the Discord community.
And even if you're new,
from-
it doesn't much matter. If you want a community with people who can engage with you and help you, if you can have fun, you're welcome to it.
There's the email again for you guys in chat. There you go. That's the email address to get hold of Commander Royalty RSA. And don't forget on Wednesday night, Commander Royalty RSA is in his house on Commanders with myself and Ryan. Should be kind of fun. We've got some interesting
Get some
decks.
popcorn.
The deck lists will be up tomorrow. In fact, the deck lists are all up already on Archideck. So if you know the link, you can go check them out already. Otherwise, just wait for us to drop that little imagey thing that we do, and it'll give you the address. You can go have a look at the decks that we're going to be playing. I think they're going to be loads of fun. Ryan has decided to come through with a flippity flip deck with lots of flippy flips. I'm running Brina with lots of +1 politics, which should be kind of fun. And then we've got a Marchesa with some gods, some kind of, why are they gods?
You need the monarchy.
That kind of thing. And Tin Street says, I'm excited for the dwarves. So there you go.
Represent.
We've got
Thank you.
dwarves and vehicles coming through. That should be really
I'm only
fun.
playing that because Nato asked very nicely if I can play my very jankiest deck.
It's going to be good fun. I reckon Wednesday night's going to be a blast. You guys can come and check it out. 8 p.m. right here, twitch.tv/Easy Gaming Group. Don't forget then on Saturday again, we got Roll This, which is the D&D side. That starts at 4 o'clock in the afternoons. Usually runs for about 2 hours of good old game session time. Also, twitch.tv/Easy Gaming Group. But I think as far as tonight goes, that's just about it. So I want to thank our guests so much for joining us tonight. I think it's been amazing chatting to you about the Commander community in South Africa. It's very important that we build this community, whether it's Commander or Standard. As long as it's Magic, as long as people are having fun, game playing, it's
Very
all
much
about
fun.
having fun, meeting new people, doing some cool stuff. So thank you for coming through, Andrea, Ignatius. Thank you for joining me here tonight. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
It's an absolute pleasure. Clippy says, Windrose Diggy Diggy Hole can be your dwarf theme song.
I'll make sure to have it.
Okay, all right, that's gonna be cool.
I'll remember that one.
Okay, and on that note, thanks to everybody in chat. Congratulations to our 2 winners, Zoe and to Jellybean. Congratulations on your win of your 2021 Arena Starter Kit decks. And Zoe is 100% correct. She says she now has a standard legal deck in paper.
So
which
the
is
collection
great.
starts.
Well done.
But until next time, say goodnight, guys.
Fairly well.
Thanks.
Take care. Draw well.
Bye.
Good night, chat. Thank you so much. It's been awesome. Love you all, and we'll see you again next time.